That's fine.
Sitting in on a George Floyd killer trial. We're gonna see how this gonna play
So
out.
for purposes of stipulation, EMS code 2 for a mouth injury was called at 8:20 and 11 seconds. EMS code 3 from squad 330 was called out
This is
at
defense
8:21 and 35 seconds.
I want to hear this. What kind of defense you got to justify that man killing George Floyd, man? That's why BMU charges you with murder. Judge, the prosecutor, the executioner. They gonna try to flip this on the 911 dispatcher. Watch. This is some bullshit. Girl looks scared and nervous like a
8:20 and
motherfucker.
36 seconds EMS arrives, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then EMS didn't stay on scene, right?
No.
They left. And they indicated that they went to 36th and Park, right?
Correct.
And they didn't go to 36th and Park, did they?
EMS? That's where I believe they were.
Okay. So to your belief, they went to 36th and Park because that's what they called out, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall fire having trouble finding EMS at 36th and Park?
Yes.
Okay. Because they didn't go to 36th and Park, they went to 36th in Chicago, correct?
This is the best the defense got.
I actually don't
They
know.
ain't talking about shit about
after those
the man
comments.
killing George Floyd.
I did not know that's where they
It
went.
looks like they
Okay.
trying to.
So ultimately, there was some
Yeah,
confusion
the
between
mistrial. They
fire
trying
and
to,
EMS about where EMS actually was. And you heard that radio chatter.
I asked the questions on Metcom, which is reflected in there, and then relayed the information that I had at 36th and Park, which was
Trying to
also
flip
added
this
into
shit
the
on the
call.
EMS
Other than that, I didn't know
dispatch.
their locations.
Okay. Now, ultimately, you said that you were watching this video, and you were still watching the rest of your work, right?
Correct, I was actively still working.
So you look up for a couple seconds, look down, do your work, look up, look down, from time to time throughout the course of this incident.
You're correct.
All right. And so it's fair to say that your attention wasn't necessarily focused directly on the cameras and what you were seeing.
Correct.
And
Where they gonna get her ass at?
but it was concerning
wasn't
enough
that
to you,
serious,
what
right?
you did see, that you called Sergeant Pluger of the Minneapolis Police Department 3rd Precinct, right?
I was concerned. Yes, because of the length of the incident had not changed.
Okay. So you called, we listened to your video, or the audio of your call with Sergeant Pluger, and you called Sergeant Pluger at 8:30 and 44 seconds.
Man, they trying to get this girl.
During that phone call, you must have looked back at the camera and saw that they were all gone at that point, right?
Correct.
Because you said something to the effect of, oh wait, they're all gone, right?
Correct.
They gonna try to trap her. Look how scared she look.
Your time that
They
you
gonna try to
had,
blame her for it.
called into
She's looking all
the,
scared and nervous.
MetLink.
That girl, you too pretty to be up there on that bullshit. Man, they wrong for that shit. That's the best the defense attorney got. Come on now, let's talk about George Floyd.
8:31 and 12 seconds.
Look how nervous she
Does that
looks.
sound right to you?
For the Metcom hail?
Right.
Correct.
Then ultimately, Squad 330 indicated that they were going out to check on the status.
Yeah, look how
of
nervous she is.
AP of the AP.
She looks scared
That's
as fuck, like
something
she
that
done something
Squad
wrong.
330 typed into the
You know
system.
they finna try to make it her fault.
And that was at
Alright, baby girl, it's okay.
8:55:08, right? Now, again,
They just spent
you
like
were
fucking 5
concerned
minutes
because of the
talking about
length
her.
of the time that you saw this incident unfolding, right?
Correct.
And I think you said that at one point you thought maybe the camera had even frozen,
Correct.
right? Because it seemed to be kind of prolonged, right? You can't hear anything on that video, could you?
No.
You had no idea what officers were talking about amongst each other or what they were talking about with others who were present, right?
You are correct.
And again, you not being a Minneapolis police officer are not familiar with the use of force requirements, correct?
You are correct.
All right. But you are aware that when uses of force are made or used, sometimes you'll hear dispatch, the officer call for a sergeant because they need someone to review a use of force, right?
Right.
And you, at the time you called Officer Pluger or Sergeant Pluger, you hadn't received any sort of a dispatch from Squad 320, Squad 330, or Squad 830, hey, we need a sergeant to review the use of force.
You are correct.
Now, every single time the Minneapolis Police Department uses force,
why they going at her so hard,
the
man?
dispatch process.
This is the defense attorney.
Well, to get to the sergeant to report the use of force.
As far as I know.
Okay. So you don't know whether someone called up Sergeant Pluger on his cell phone and said, "Hey, we
Look
need
how
you to
scared she look, y'all. He
so,
on her head.
because at 8:30, when you called Sergeant Pluger, you had not yet
It's okay, girl.
heard
You look
that
sad as
dispatch,
fuck,
right?
man.
Correct.
And
feel
sometimes
your
when a
pain.
use of force incident occurs, that call may be to the sergeant to review the use of force, may be fairly quick, and sometimes.
Different kind of use.
Okay.
Man, they trying to make this girl guilty. They trying to make her seem like she killed George Floyd. They on her head. God damn, this is the defense attorney. Look at his bitch ass.
Looking back through my notes. When you watched the video here in court,
Nigga look like a shark, man.
you said that it was
Look at
similar
her, man.
to the
She
video
look
that you had
scared
watched
and nervous.
previously, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with me
Y'all should
that
try
the video
delicious
that we just
pineapple
watched in court
Pepsi.
seemed to be moving very slowly,
Exclusive look at the
In
blue
terms
pineapple
of-
Pepsi.
kind of choppy
Pace.
pace?
Yes.
So an incident that you watched it in real time, subject to a few seconds of delay for the signal to get through, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to see if it makes a difference if we look at it on my computer.
Look, she look nervous and scared, man. Come on, baby girl. It's gonna be okay. Poor baby girl. She look nervous and scared like she killed George Floyd. Why are you attacking an EMS dispatcher like that? That bitch ass thing. I guess you're a defense attorney. That's your job.
If we could, this is exhibit.
Man, we need a
11.
lawyer for her ass and George Floyd now. Objection, man. Let's talk about the shit. I guess this is the best that they can do to
It should be
defend
plugged in.
the killer.
Can we put it up?
Y'all see this bullshit?
First sort of took notice of these cameras on the squad car, right?
Correct.
Or at the call center. Resulted in that squad shaking back and forth.
Correct.
They trying to get the 911 dispatch. Y'all look at this
And when
bullshit.
you ultimately called Sergeant Pluger, you said, I don't know if this is a use of force or not, right?
Correct.
And Sergeant Pluger told you that it could be just a takedown.
Correct.
And a takedown wouldn't require a supervisor.
Correct.
Ultimately, you know that Sergeant Pluger responded to the scene, right? And is that a, yes?
Yes, sorry.
It's okay. And that's confirmed in the computer-aided dispatch or the incident detail report, right?
Correct.
They trying to make the girl look bad like it's her fault. Look at bitch ass defense attorney.
Tanner, I have no further questions at this time.
Frank, can you redirect?
Now she looking scared, nervous in the motherfucker, man. Bullshit. Why they on her like that? I guess this is how a
Just a few
defense
follow-up
attorney works.
questions.
put 151 back up on the screen for you? Because I think in questioning, and counsel had asked you about MetLink, I think was the term he used. I just want to clarify that 2 points. So if we could put it. And I want to just clarify those times as well. So if we go down
Look
to
at her, she looks scared and nervous. They wrong for attacking this
the
girl
time
like
of
that.
20:31:12, and if we could just expand that out so we can all see it a little better, please.
Man, she
I think
was like
counsel
in
asked
jail,
you
her
about
ass out
this
of jail, say like, bitch, get up there and
20:31:12,
talk.
and that being the Metcom
She
call.
was like, I just want to go home, please let me
Having
go.
looked at this, what time was your Metcom call?
But I do see the emotion in it.
The information I added was at 2033 for the Metcom. That is our resource that we use radio to radio in the metro, so we can be quick and be able to get information back and forth.
So that 2033:02, what is the purpose of that entry right there? What are you reflecting?
I'm asking basically what is the reason why fire was added. I got on there and asked, what do you need fire for? Because there were no additional comments of saying why they were needed code 3.
And so what you've typed in there via Metcom is, and you sent out, yes?
Yes.
Is to tell what?
The information that I got via Metcom was that EMS would like the fire department for patient condition at the requested location of Park and 36.
So that's the answer you got, is that that EMS wanted them to go there.
Correct.
So that was information you received before 2033:02, but you sent out at that time.
Correct. There's the time of me typing it and putting it in there.
When you have referred to your work duties that day, you can
Man, we look like you need Drako5000
Channel
after
1.
this. The guy to come out.
How does that signify you from other dispatchers?
Damn,
We have
baby.
2 other channels.
Like you need
There's
a little
channel
love.
2, which
Been
is
through a lot of
in
shit
charge
during
of the
this
north
trial.
side. And then there's channel 3, who has downtown in the 5th precinct. And then we have a relief
The
dispatcher
curve.
who's
Come on,
there to
baby
help
girl. It's
us
gonna be
when
okay.
we
Be
take our
strong.
breaks or when we need to get up for any given reason.
So when you dispatch over channel 1, does that go citywide or just precinct-wide?
Just on those 2 precincts, I have my own dedicated channel.
Let's see what you got. What you got to say, defense?
Having been questioned
Looking like
by
you want to dig a book
opposing
out your
counsel
mouth.
about your call, as you sit here today, have you changed your mind about the reasons why you called Sergeant Klieger when you did?
No.
You were asked about the number of screens that you have up, looking at all this, and still being able to see what was going on in this call from the city camera. That's been your work setup for about 7 years, correct?
Correct.
Something you do on a daily basis is keep track of all these moving parts.
Yes.
Objection.
And that video that's up there, when it's not sending out work messages, can put up these city cameras, correct?
Look, he in attack mode by the light, waving his hand.
But you don't control that.
Correct.
Do you know who or what office controls that?
It can change. Sometimes the supervisors at our center can pull up cameras.
She cute. Look,
Like I said, sometimes we put them on there just to see what the weather is. Especially if we have inclement weather, if there's storms coming through, we can see actually how severe they are when people are calling in. Sometimes they put them up for incidences if we can see anything. And those cameras can be taken away from us to the fact that the base, which is the precinct desk, has control over them and can move them to wherever they need to when they need to.
So what you're saying is that those cameras, where they're pointed and when they're available to you, can be controlled by members of the police department.
Correct.
And in your 6 years by this date and 7 years now, it's rare. It's a rare incident for somebody to put an incident up on the screen like that.
Correct.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reed. You may step down.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Step down, babe. Get on that bullshit. What y'all got next? Come on, defense. Come on, defense team.
Statement calls next witness.
Oh shit, who the next witness finna be? Let's hear this, y'all. Hey, mask on and that bitch. She real, man. Trial that bitch gonna be delayed. Hey, while y'all watching this trial,
Thank you, Your
try a
Honor. Your Honor, the
delicious
state
pineapple
calls
Pepsi.
Alicia Euler.
Number 10.
You stand behind your chair to start. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth. All right, have a seat.
There she go. Here go another witness. Let's see what you got to say, girl. You like you from Minneapolis,
Just to make
Minnesota.
sure that we can hear you, we're going to have you take your mask off. I'm going to leave mine on.
Look like I seen you over there on Broadway and
Before you begin, and so we can test out the microphone, could you give us your full name, spelling each of your names?
Like my whole name?
Yep.
Alicia Marie Euler, ALISHA,
And I think I'm going to be
You sound like you high your time.
closer to the microphone. Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Slusher.
Look out.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And Ms. Euler, the key I'm going to give you is that when you speak, you should be able to hear your own
Come on,
voice.
bullshit. Look at her hand
all right? So
posture.
just lean close
Got her
enough to the
hands up on
microphone
her
to be able to
chin.
do that. All right?
She like she just
So first, I'm going to ask you a few
I'm
questions so we
scripted,
can
like
get
I'm
to know
ready.
you a little
Come on.
better. How old are you?
23.
23. And are you originally from Minnesota?
No.
Where did you grow up?
No, I'm from Arizona. I'm sorry. I don't like this.
You don't like what, girl?
Okay, can you sound good? All right.
Good.
Thank you. And you can even pretend you're yelling at me if you want to, or make your voice hit the back of the room. All right.
Okay.
So you said that you grew up in Arizona, is that right?
Yeah.
She
What
brought
part
her
of
dumb
Arizona?
looking ass up there.
Just Arizona.
Cast with a
The whole
friendly
state?
witness.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you make your way over to Minnesota?
I don't know. A while ago.
Were you still in high school?
Yeah.
Did you attend? any
Talk to the
schools when
motherfucking
you
mic,
moved to
girl. We
Minnesota?
need you. This is a serious
Where
trial.
did you go to school?
Red Wing.
In
Feel like she
Red
was
Wing,
paid to
Minnesota?
be on the stand.
Where else did you go?
She got a script to come tell you. She be
St.
scripted.
Paul.
St. Paul. Okay.
St.
What's
Paul.
the last grade
St.
you
Paul,
completed
man.
through high school?
Y'all know Romello,
Okay.
Drako5000.
Can you tell the jury
East side,
the
St.
different
Paul.
cities or towns that you've lived in since coming to Minnesota?
Y'all ain't know I'm
I
from
guess
St. Paul.
Minneapolis.
East side.
Minneapolis, and I assume Red Wing for one,
Yeah. St. Paul.
and St. Paul.
Oh, that's where I know you from, girl. Oh, we're gonna talk about this on live.
Are you currently employed?
No.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about the types of jobs that you've held?
Anybody know Romello?
Used to
No,
work
I'm
at
the
Speedway.
St. Baller.
And which speedway do you
My
recall the
motherfucker.
location?
38th in Chicago.
Right. What did you do at Speedway at 38th in Chicago?
I'm a shift lead.
Shift lead? What does that mean?
That's a gas station, y'all.
Not like a regular employee, but not a manager, like kind of in the middle.
Okay. So not a lot of us have had the experience of working as a shift lead at
you
Speedway.
studying,
So
bro?
I'd like you to just tell the jury a little bit of what's your day-to-day job like when you have that job.
I work at a cash register. I do paperwork. If a customer has an issue, I handle the issues.
She's nervous about something, y'all.
You also work as a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to train other people or supervise other cashiers?
Sometimes.
How long did you have that job?
Hey, y'all, this is live.
About a year.
I ain't seen this.
Did you start as a shift lead or did you have a different position?
She was like she nervous about something. She on some bullshit. She's scared about something.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about the types of hours you would work there?
She look like she going to the principal's
I work
office.
40 hours a week. Well, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you typically start your shift?
Between 2 or 3 to closing, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock was closing?
Yeah.
Was it a pretty busy store?
It has its moments.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see if you recognize the area. First, I'd like to show just the witness what's been marked for identification as Exhibit 1. Oh.
She's nervous, scared. She know that she testimony gonna be bad. Look at her. She did something wrong. Look at her. She's nervous, scared. She know millions of eyes on her. Look. They looking like, yeah, this gonna be our milk and butter. I guess that's they win in defense witness right there. You can look and tell.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ayman Muhyiddin in New York. There is a quick sidebar moment taking place there in the trial of Derek Chauvin as the state had called its second witness. The questioning had just begun and called for a quick sidebar. Let's go back inside the courtroom.
This is when we're ready for you now. I'm going to show you. The first I'm going to offer Exhibit 1.
Remember what we told you, what you said?
And then I'm going to show you Exhibit 1. If you can take a look at the screen. It's just the one in front of you.
She look like she didn't want to call and probably lied on George Floyd about something. I ain't never seen this before.
Do you recognize what's shown?
Look, she's nervous. They got hands on her face.
Yeah.
Do you see the speedway where you used to work?
Yeah.
No.
That's across the street.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have something that looks like this in front of you? A stylus? All right. What I'd like you to do is just take this and see if you can draw a circle around the speedway where you used to work.
Right here, common sense.
Thank you. Right. And the name of the store directly across the street, are you familiar with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
What's the name of that store?
Cut food.
You ever go in that store? Are you a customer there?
Not really.
Not really? Just a place across the street where you worked?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you see what's directly across the street, across 38th Street from Cup Foods?
Yeah.
Do you recognize that building?
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was though.
What did you know it is?
I never really paid attention to it.
Well, do you recall whether or not you were working on May 25, 2020, Memorial Day?
Yeah.
And where were you working?
At Speedway.
She looking like she got moved for the city after this
Do you
case.
recall when you began your shift?
About 3 o'clock.
She look like, man, girl, why
And
you
do
say
you recall
something?
specifically what you were doing at the Speedway
She
that
look
day?
like she got paid for some bullshit.
Bringing up customers.
And at the cash register?
Yeah.
Can you just, again, using your stylus,
Sneaky,
point
friendly,
take
the
a
Casper
big
Winnie's
little
looking
X
ass, girl.
around the area in front of the store where the cash register would be?
Like right here.
Okay. Are you able to see the outside across the street from the cash register?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes?
They going into full detail on this. This shit real. It's quite
And
interesting
so
how
you
they
began
go.
working at
The defense gonna
3.
justify that.
I'd like to draw your attention to a little after 8 o'clock in the evening that day. Do you recall something that caught your attention outside of the speedway?
Yeah.
Can you tell the jury what caught your attention?
The police, like in that area, it's always police.
When did you first notice, or where did you first notice the police?
That should have been something normal if the police are always in that area.
I would say like always some shit going on over there.
I hear her ass. Always some shit going on
After
over
you made
here.
that short recording, and that was you, I suppose, narrating?
Yes.
Okay. After you were narrating that portion, you continued to watch?
Yes.
I want to be ghetto at. Always some shit going on over here.
Now, at this time, Ms. Lehler, did you notice any bystanders, anybody in the street?
We talking that shit. Innocent black man getting killed. Want to be down looking ass. Look at those want to be down looking ass witness. That's what I call a want to be down looking ass girl. You want to be down, but you ain't down with it because you ain't from West Brown. Y'all know what I'm saying. Man, that motherfucker had his knee on George Floyd's neck long than we watching this shit. So y'all imagine how long that fucking 8 minutes was. 9 minutes. We're watching this shit not even this is America. We should have to go to trial for this shit, man. It's innocent.
We're going to be approaching 8:16 and 30 seconds. Ms. Euler, were you continuing to watch the events as you were working the cash register at Speedway at this time?
I believe so, yes.
She represent St. Paul. No, the fuck she don't. She represent Minneapolis. Cause I'm a St. Baller and she ain't, well, she wanna be down ass girls.
All right, now we've paused at about 8:17, and at some point, did you notice some other police officers arrive on the scene?
I think so.
Let's resume play here.
You think so? You know. The fuck. You are the witness for the defense attorney. Shit won't happen again. Next time, we're gonna rush one of you bitches do some shit like this. Glad I won there, man. Y'all had to shoot me. That shit's wrong. Never again. Don't trust no
Okay,
motherfucker.
let's pause. Now, at this time, I'm showing you two other individuals who are joining the first two officers that you saw. You noticed those?
Yeah.
And what did you see those two officers do after they arrived?
Y'all could have helped restrain that man, took his foot off that man's neck. Three of y'all.
Let's continue.
Look at this shit. This bullshit, man. He go over to the car now. Now, was this necessary? What the fuck's going on? Look at this
From
shit.
your vantage point inside the Speedway, were you able to hear anything outside?
Why the fuck you just ain't pull off with him, man? Guilty.
All right, let's pause here for a moment, and we're at 8:18 and 10 seconds.
Oh,
As
wanna be
best you can
down looking
describe
ass
for the
girl.
jury what you recall seeing the officers do with Mr. Floyd prior to getting to this point.
You look like you fucked up. Look like you want a second chance.
Before
looking
this
ass
point?
girl.
Before this point, for example, did you see Mr. Floyd get into a vehicle?
Like off of what we just watched.
I ain't talking about what
Do
you
what
watched.
do you recall seeing
What
with
you
Mr.
saw.
Floyd and the squad car?
Look, you know she on
just
the
before we get to this
payroll.
point?
She was talking about what
When they
what
drag
we
them
just
out.
saw. No, answer the question.
All right.
Ain't talking about what you saw that day, not what you looking at now. Bullshit. Now why the fuck y'all dragging the man out the car? He wasn't beating his head on nothing. Y'all see that man open the door, went in there. Fuck them, man. Look how they yanking this. Why y'all yanking this man out the car? Pull off with him. Take him to jail. He ain't banging his head on nothing. Man, that's some bullshit. Man, that's some bullshit. Man, look at this shit. 1, 2,
Now,
1, 2,
about
3.
Almost 8:19.
Three motherfuckers drag him out the car for what?
Bystanders and noticing bystanders. At some point, as you made these observations, did you see a crowd of bystanders gather?
Not till like after.
After what?
Like after they did the yeah.
Okay.
Man, she
So at
ain't
this
even got no
point,
common sense, can't
you're
even
not
talk
seeing
straight.
a crowd either in the immediate area.
I want to be
or across
down
the
looking
street
ass girl.
Speedway?
Looking ass girl. Ain't nobody gonna talk about that. Why they dragging him out the car? We ain't gonna talk about that, huh? We watching this minute by minute, just like the jury is watching. Look at this shit. They drug this man out the car, legs kicking on the damn ground. Why y'all dragging this man out the car? Look, his karate kung fu looking ass coming around, like he ready to give somebody a kick. If I was joyful, I would have fought them motherfuckers. I would have fought you bitches. That's unnecessary. Look at him telling him go somewhere. Whoop his ass. Look at this shit. Now you got this man out. You need to stick your feet on his neck. 1, 2, 3. 3 cops. 4. Look at him looking. You gotta put your foot on his neck. The man ain't incredible Hulk. The fuck? You mean y'all could have held that man down without putting your feet on your neck? Look at you, really tackling for the man. You have to look at him. He just got set on top of him. He just looking. He like he ready to get a gun, set some shit off. Look, he look like he looking, y'all. 1, 2, 3. They sitting on the man's neck. You got 2. One is by his ass, one on his legs. You ain't have to hold that man's neck down that bad. If you ain't that strong, nigga, you don't need to be on the force with your little weak ass. You can't even hold a man down with 2 other cops. Yeah, bitch, you look stupid. You looking stupid right now. Miss defense witness. Now look, they still hold the man down. Do y'all see George Floyd on the ground resisting? Do y'all see him kicking, scrambling? Do y'all see 1, 2, 3 people moving? So that means he's not resisting. It's 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 people, 3 officers perfectly still on top of him. That means he ain't resisting. You'll see these motherfuckers moving like it'll wavy if he was resisting.
Yes?
No.
Don't recognize him, never seen him before?
No.
They still ain't moving. He ain't resisting.
Shirt, hooded sweatshirt and blue pants.
No.
Never met her before either?
No.
Then if you charges
Or how
him
about,
guilty, charge this 1, 2, 3, 4. Charge all their ass.
Not familiar with
Man, if he don't be guilty of this shit, man, y'all, I don't know what the fuck to say,
Please
man.
resume.
Enough is enough, man. This is murder. Look at this shit. He steady moving up and down, getting on this man's neck. He done got a comfortable more position on the man's neck. Do y'all see George Floyd on the ground resisting? No. So you mean this is the way the police handle shit? If you're not resisting to do you like this? Look at her. Get up now. Look at her. Oh shit, he ain't moving, y'all. What we gonna do, y'all? He ain't moving. Here come little Kung Fu Jet Li coming around again. Look at him. He look scary. Like he's scared to tell him that's enough. Take him off to the precinct. Now, why y'all ain't took him to the precinct? Officers need more training, man. Look at this man. He happy. This motherfucker right here. Who that is? He. So why y'all ain't put the man back in the car? You got him down, put him back in the car, and take him to jail, huh?
Do you recognize that person, that officer?
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Do you recall seeing an officer interacting with a group of bystanders who had later gathered?
Yeah, old Castle, the friendly ass witness, wanna be down looking ass.
Describe that person.
Did she know everything would go on over there? You ain't see that?
I don't really know. It's been so long.
Do you recall previously talking about a bald police officer?
I think in one of my videos I was talking to a person.
Okay, a bald officer. Do you recall as you sit here today what the bald officer did?
I think he was like yelling at people. Like before or after this.
We don't see
Do you
no people
also
around right
recall,
now.
Describing a tall officer.
Yeah.
What did the tall officer do?
I think he was like, I don't remember. There's so much.
That's the defense witness, y'all.
Play.
That's the best witness y'all got. That motherfucker guilty. Shit, get her ass on up out of here. Look like she fucking a dope boy in the project. Look at
Pause for a
that.
moment. Now, what we heard there that was imposed at the same time as the surveillance video was your second recording. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
And again, that was your voice when you said there are always some...
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Had you continued to watch these events out the window that entire time?
Did I watch it out like outside?
From
That's
inside?
the best witness that the defense could have
I
found.
went outside to smoke a
I
cigarette.
think y'all found a great witness. Hold down.
All right, I'm
Put
going
her
to
down,
ask
wanna be
the
down,
jury
looking at her,
to
looking like she finna fuck the dope man
ask you
for
to
a
pay
dime bag of
particular
weed.
attention to your video on the right side, okay? Freeze.
Man, this is fucked up. Look how long y'all see all three of them sitting on that man. Why isn't he in the car? Why hasn't he been drove off yet? You could have hog-tied the man, picked him up, put him in the car by now.
What appears to be a reflection.
Come on, y'all. Y'all watch this shit
Recognize
with me, man.
Yeah.
Who's that?
So y'all tell me what y'all think about this shit.
So
Y'all seeing this
that's you
unfold as I
recording
see it.
that's, reflected in the window, correct?
Yep.
So
I'm the
based on
jury
that,
for the street.
would you agree that you were inside?
I'm gonna let y'all sit in on trial with
this
me.
particular recording was made.
BMU finds him guilty. Sentence him to death.
Resume, please.
What a life for a life. Sentence him for death. Send the motherfucker. Them other motherfuckers need to go for life. His ass too. Look how he just standing there watching. He could have helped pick the man up, put him in the car, instead of standing there watching. That's fucked up shit.
Pause. Now, can you please explain to the jury why did you continue to record what you were seeing?
Yeah, why?
Because I always see the police. They're always messing with people, and it's wrong and it's not right.
I'm going to then direct your attention to the right side.
Look like
of
she looked like she was the
screen
third
as well.
homegirl
You say that you
from the
briefly,
movie Bats.
you briefly turned your camera away from the officers in the squad car towards the area that's right by the Dragon Walk. Is that right?
Cause her wanna be down
Can you,
ass and then go back
tell
to the
the
pride.
jury
Girl, let
what
me
you
tell you
see
what I
there?
shot today, girl.
I see people standing there, but that's not why I shifted the camera.
Can you explain why you shifted the camera?
Because that's where it started from.
Okay, so when you say that's where it started from, I think your description initially was that there were some officers who were, to use your words, messing with Mr. Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the area in which they were messing with Mr. Floyd?
Yeah, when it started.
I ain't messing with
I'd
him.
like to resume play again, please.
Me as a witness, I'm the jury of the streets. Okay, that's where they was messing with him at. Put him in the car, drug him out, and set him down.
And you can see that that would have been your second recording has stopped. And at this point, we're continuing to watch the surveillance video. Please resume.
Y'all see this shit, man? Why ain't he been hog-tied? 1, 2, 3. Each 3 of them officers got a set of handcuffs. 1 for feet, 1 for back, and 1 down the middle. Pick him up, put him in the car. Why wasn't that executed? Why the fuck was that executed, man? Send this bitch to jail. Guilty, man. That ain't... Nigga, I ain't a police officer, and I just explained it to you how it could have been done properly.
We get freeze here. Let it go just a little further.
3 of y'all couldn't pick that man up at hog time and put him back in the car? This is premeditated,
again,
man.
I've already asked
One of them
you
motherfuckers was bad about some shit that they had going on in their life.
Them. I want to add some of folks. There's a person in a white t-shirt.
Man, y'all look at her wanna be down looking
I don't know
ass.
that person.
You've never seen that young woman before?
Looking like the third homegirl to Baps.
Going like this.
And then I think walking by, I don't know if you noticed, there was a couple with a child. Have you ever seen that before?
She looked like she'd have had 12 Mandingo dicks last night in the club all night.
Yeah.
Man, she gotta be here. She
And
getting a
then
check to
there's
be
a
here. They
gentleman
gonna pay her
here
ass.
in a dark hooded sweatshirt. Had you ever seen that person before? Please resume.
How about a delicious pineapple Pepsi, y'all? Y'all don't know nothing about this. Exclusive. Limited edition. How the Drako5000? I can get Pepsi Cola like pineapple Pepsi. Great with Hennessy. Still on the man neck. Come on now. Man, I don't even see no more, man. Guilty, guilty, guilty,
Now, at
guilty.
some point, you indicated that you'd gone outside of the store to smoke a cigarette. Is that right?
Yep.
You continue to watch these events.
Hell nah, girl. You
unfold
came out that bitch to be nosy and
outside
smoke a
the store.
cigarette. That was the...
Yep.
Just be real. Be like, I come see what the fuck going on. Shit. I just smoked a cigarette while watching this shit. Looked like some bull. Man, I need to smoke a cigarette to this shit,
As you
watching
were
this shit from
watching
here.
from outside the store, did you see any of the bystanders interact with police officers?
I think they were like yelling at each other. I don't really know what they said.
Yelling at each other.
Kind of too far away.
Couldn't make out any
Why the fuck you
specific
doing a
words.
lot of thinking instead of
Do you
knowing,
recall
girl?
seeing a woman with a black shirt and a white headband?
No.
Man, I don't remember nothing but the motherfucking police officers on that man's neck. Man, they up to some bullshit, man. This shit don't even sound
It was like
right.
a year ago. A long time ago.
Speak up again. Like a year ago, a long time ago. Come on, wanna be down ass girl. Looking ass. 3 little pigs.
Wanna be down,
big
Becky,
bad
look, sister looking
That
ass.
bad wolf for the 3. Y'all look at this shit, man. Do y'all see George Floyd squabbling and moving? Would need that much force to be sitting on him like that? You could have hog-tied him.
Resume.
1 officer, 2 officers, 3 officers. All of them got handcuffs. Yeah, y'all should have rushed
I
that
asked
thing.
you about seeing a woman with a black shirt and a white headband.
Look at him sitting on that man's neck. Look how evil looking ass.
At all about this person.
He could have picked the man up by the
From
head.
outside
He
that
could have put the
vantage
handcuffs
point outside of the
on his-
speedway, you
on his
began
wrist. He
what is
could have put the
now your
handcuffs
fourth
on his feet.
recording, And I think for the
And he
record,
could have put
that
it down the
starts
middle,
about,
presented a hog tie. This bitch ass could have helped pick him up and put him in the car.
26.
Guilty. BMU charges, him with?
I know that the tall dude that's leaning on his feet, they had him in the other side of the car, and then he pulled him out on the ground.
Y'all heard that?
You could pause for a moment.
Now how I wanna be down looking ass know that?
That was mine.
Okay. And were you describing to someone who was standing next to you what you just witnessed earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could resume, please.
Why did you pull him out the car? As y'all see, George Floyd was not in the car being disruptive. Could have pulled off with him. Drug the man out the car, put him on the ground. Guilty. Me, the jury of the streets, find the killer of George Floyd guilty. Guilty.
If you could pause.
Guilty.
Seems that you've spent a lot of time watching this encounter.
Essentially focused on the police not having enough capability to draw their attention away from the crowds that were gathering to tend to the medical condition of George Floyd.
Man, that's some bullshit, man. Y'all could have been put the man in handcuffs and drove off. That's all we need to see right there.
Concerned with the gathering crowds, while at the same time dealing with.
It'll take Bill Gates that much time to figure out that
Are
this
you
man
convinced
guilty?
by that argument when you see the totality of what we know so far?
That's the narrative that the defense wants to create, but we can see with our own eyes that there was one officer, Tao, who was paying attention particularly to the crowd, and the other three, Chauvin in particular, was watching intently, admiring, if you will, his work as he sat there for all those minutes on Mr. Floyd's neck. And so they weren't concerned about the crowd lynching Mr. Floyd and taking him out of their care. They weren't concerned about providing any care. Derek Chauvin was mainly focused singularly on punishing Mr. Floyd, sitting on his neck, applying pressure, and daring anyone to stop him.
Yeah, 27 times he said he could not breathe. 9 minutes and 29 seconds he was pinned down against that pavement. Joyce Vance, Cheryl Dorsey, thank you both for your quick analysis on what
this is what we gotta live through as a black person,
trial.
man.
Deadline White House with Nicole.
Y'all
Wallace
motherfuckers don't feel our pain, man. We getting killed and murdered for nothing. That's all y'all need. Look at this foot in George Floyd neck. This motherfucker.
He enjoying that shit right now, bro.
Look at him.
Is he talking now?
You enjoying it. Look at you. Your body language.
Now, if that ain't guilty, that's murder. Murder, murder, murder.
There's a voice saying things like, why do you need him more? And he's not talking now. Look at him. He's about to knock out. His voice was that. And when you say, when you were expressing, why are you needing him more? What does that mean? What were you trying to get across?
That little girl know what she talking about.
Like moving towards him more, putting more pressure.
When you say him moving towards him, can you just
Look at these motherfuckers attacking a 9-year-old girl. Look at the devil's advocate.
Okay. So when you say me
I think Trump behind this shit to cause a distraction.
applying, pushing on him more, what that means?
Yes.
Okay. And you said, he's not.
I'm gonna tell y'all something too.
Did you
In 2012,
notice a change?
George Floyd tased my ass in the, not George Floyd.
Yes, he stopped.
That fucking security guard, man, tased me at the bus stop
Struggling to breathe.
in Minneapolis, Minnesota, downtown.
You said he's about to knock out. What does that mean? What were you trying to get across there?
Well, I could see that he was going unconscious and his eyes were starting to roll into the back of his head and he had.
Y'all listen to the voice of a 9-year-old witness at this.
Was that the point in time where you became even more concerned?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll continue to play.
If this man don't be get charged guilty, I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna say. Look, 1, 2, 3. 4 little pigs standing around.
Yeah.
3 on top of him. Y'all see them 3 blue shirts on top of him? 1, 2, 3, and 1 watch. Why didn't y'all execute the hog tie maneuver? One officer could have put the cuffs around his ankle. One officer could have put the cuffs around his wrist. The 3rd officer could have put it down the middle, while the 4th officer helped lifted him up. Y'all know how hard this was for blacks to watch this man die? Look at this bitch. Look at the devil. Look at the devil right there on that man's neck. Ain't nobody but the devil. Look how he looking around. Y'all see, look at that good number look. I see an excited crowd. I see a worried crowd. Sad. Check his pulse. Told him, check his pulse. Knee still in his neck. Check his pulse. He ain't resisting the fighting. Why is your knee still in that man's neck? That's murder. Check his pulse. He's not resisting. Why the fuck is your foot in his fucking neck? Murder. That ain't murder. I don't know what murder is.